Hello, welcome to Creative Cooking, everyone. So I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about the syllabus because this is your first day of class. And this is what you would normally be doing in class with me. So let's talk about what we'll be doing in the course and what's expected of you. I would actually prefer to do this with you guys through Google Meet Live. However, everybody, the way that the counselors, the only way that they could do this was to kind of put you all into my fifth section of my class. So that's where they had to put you guys because everybody's schedule is different. Some of you, you're scheduled for this class during your third block. Some of you it's first. Some of you it's fourth. So we couldn't all have just one time to meet. So I am available for you guys during first block. That's my scheduled time to have you. So if you ever have any questions that you need answered or you want to do a Google Meet or whatever, first block is perfect for me. So yeah, that's when I'm available. Let's talk about what you're going to be doing in this class. So creative cooking, it's an upper level quarter-long course. Typically, what we do in the class is about 85% cooking, and then there's some lecture, there's some demos that the teacher does. But like I said, most of it is you guys cooking. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit different. The first time that this class has been offered virtually, so we'll try to make it as interactive as possible for you guys. But a lot of what happens in the class is going to be up to you and the experiences that you choose to take part of. So keep that in mind, okay? We're going to focus on advanced culinary techniques and the role of food in entertaining. We're going to be doing some planning, some menu planning, meal planning, and that kind of stuff. We're also going to talk about nutrition and how that plays a role in your menu planning and your meal planning. So we're going to talk about food products and preparation techniques and how you can make basic food taste better and to your liking. So you're going to have an option when we would normally do a cooking lab. You will have the option of watching a video and answering questions online. I can't force you to do cooking labs at home. I would prefer you to do mostly cooking labs. However, I know that it's hard for people to, like get to the store, get certain ingredients and whatnot. And I can't expect you guys to all have the right equipment at your house either for making these things. So if the opportunity arises and you are able to, please participate in a lab. And if for some reason you cannot, then we will find a video for you to watch. Okay. You will end up researching recipes, different dishes and courses, and eventually creating your own cookbook, which will be your final project. Okay, so this is broken up into different units. Unit 1 is going to be knife skills and herbs and spices. So we'll talk about how to use knives, different types of knives, different cuts you can do with knives, and what different herbs and spices are used for particular dishes or meats, and how they taste and things like how they enhance the flavor and things like that. Unit 2 is going to be talking about meal planning with regards to my plate. So that is like the plate, the graphic of the plate where half of it is fruits and vegetables, and then the other half is protein and some kind of starch or carb. So we're going to be talking about that and nutrition. So that's how does that all play into how you plan your food? How do you plan a meal? Okay, unit 3 is going to be main dishes and one dish meals. That would be like you're cooking chicken breast on Sunday, you cook 5 chicken breasts. What can you use that chicken breast for throughout the week? Say you cook a couple pounds of ground beef. How can you use that throughout the week so that you don't have to go on Monday after school or after you're done working and create this whole big elaborate meal? You can already have parts of it made and ready to go for later in the week. Okay, so that's main dishes. One dish meals would be things like casseroles or things that include all of my plate in one. All right, so like fajitas or the sheet pan dinners that are popular right now, where you cook the meat and the vegetables and the starch on the same pan in the oven. We'll be talking about that. Unit 4 is appetizers and soups. So we'll talk about different types of appetizers and, what they're good for, like what kind of appetizers might you have for a football party as opposed to a baby shower or a kid's birthday and stuff like that. Different soups. So there's lots of different soups out there, and a lot of times a soup could be considered a one dish meal because you could have all of your different food groups included in your soup. Unit 5 is going to be salads, dressings, and sides. So we'll talk about there's lots of different salads, not just salads made with lettuce. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about making different dressings and different side dishes that you can make depending on what you want. Desserts. And that should fall hopefully right around Christmas time because we can talk about baking cookies and stuff like that. Hopefully, you guys take part in that kind of lab. And then the last unit is menu, event, and party planning. Now, this is subject to change because, like I said, this class has never been taught online before. It's not a virtual class typically. So we are going to do our best to fit all of this in. However, I am not 100% sure how that's going to work. So if we don't get to menu, event, and party planning, I don't want you guys to be too sad. We'll do what we can. Okay, so what you can expect in this course would be lectures, and this would be, recorded lectures like this, where I would maybe take you through PowerPoints and talk to you about different things. And then obviously there's going to be individual work for you guys because you are virtual, you're at home. Even if you were here, you wouldn't be interacting as much as normal due to being socially distanced from your peers. So there's that. Video clips. So what these are is not just me. These would be things that we find on YouTube or online that I want you to watch. Demonstrations, which will be recorded demonstrations of me showing you how to do things. Large and small group discussions. We can't really do these live in person on Google Meet. So we might have some where I throw a question out in Google Classroom, or it's a shared Google Doc and, everybody is answering everybody else and we're interacting that way. And then cooking labs are the last piece of this. Okay, so to be successful, you will need your Chromebook, you will need time management skills, and you'll need a good work ethic. So don't let time get away from you in getting your assignments done. The assignments for this class will be due by 11:59 p.m. So they'll be posted around 7:50 in the morning, and you'll have until 11:59 p.m. to get them done. The sooner you guys get them done, the better, because if you're having trouble with it and it's after school hours, I might not get back to you just because, people, I have things to do when I get home. Just like you guys, I don't expect you're attached to your Chromebooks all day. So, virtual plan. So, like I said, cooking lab activities are normally the largest portion of this class, but because this is a virtual class, I cannot require you guys to complete cooking labs on your own at home. I don't know how your parents or guardians feel about you using the kitchen. I don't know if you have the right materials there or have access to them, so I cannot require that of you. There will always be an alternative plan to the cooking lab assignments that are posted. The best way to learn is to do it yourself, though. So, like I said, if you can do the cooking labs, I would really prefer you guys to do that. I will post possible recipes that you can make that go with the unit that we're in You can use those, or you're more than welcome to find your own as long as they fit within the parameters of what we're talking about. So if we're in the salads unit and you're like, well, I'm going to make a pizza, that's not going to work there. It's not, we're not talking about one dish meals, we're talking about salads. So if, say, I posted like a chicken salad recipe and you're like, I don't really want to make that, and you decide you're going to make pasta salad instead, that works. It's a salad. Okay. So it has to fit in the parameters. If you're ever looking for a specific type of food or recipe and you're having difficulty finding one, please ask for help. I will help you guys research recipes and find what you want. I have a lot of cookbooks here, and I happen to be really good finding recipes online too. Okay. Your responsibilities. So, like I said, we will not be able to meet virtually due to the scheduling differences that have happened because of, whatever. So please make sure you're watching the videos that I post every day. There might not be one that I specifically post every day, but there will be something for you to do. So please make sure you're logging in every day to Google Classroom and keeping up with your work. Okay. This actually, I'm going to delete this right now because that doesn't really apply to you guys. Um, Speak and act respectfully towards others at all times. This does apply to you guys because you're able to make comments on Google Classroom. So please be appropriate. And if there are any discussions that are happening, please make sure you're participating and any activities that I have you do. Okay. So quite a bit's going to be expected of you guys. There's going to be research, hopefully participating in labs. There will be some tests. But whatever your grade ends up being, it's going to be a reflection of what you've done or have not done in the class. So please keep up on your work. When you guys turn work in late, it makes it harder for you because now you're trying to keep up with what you've missed, and it makes it harder for me because I have to go back and check to make sure everybody's getting their stuff turned in. I have to contact you. I have to contact your parents. So please just stay on top of your assignments. Okay. Everybody's going to be responsible for coming prepared to class, right? So that means turning in your assignments on time for you guys. While you guys will not be, I'm going to have to change some of this because I obviously have not gone through all of this. You're not going to be engaging in a lot of group work because we're not going to have any group work, but there will be activities for you to do, and there will also be quite a bit of individual work assigned. So you are responsible for completing your own work on assignments. Anything that's turned in late will lose 10% for every school day that it's late. So if, say, like cooking labs, I like to make them worth 25 points. If you don't turn it in on time, that's 10%, 2.5 points. You'll be starting with 22.5 out of 25. Okay. If you're absent from class, so I know you guys are virtual, but if you ever get so sick that you can't get your work done, you need to email attendance at mtsdattendance.org, I think, or it's posted on the school district website. It's also an infinite campus, so you can go in, your parents can go in and check you as absent, sick, whatever. Please do that if you're not going to do the work for the day, because then I know it's not late, you were just absent. Okay. If you're sick but you're still able to do the work, obviously you're not absent. If you have like extenuating circumstances of why your work is missing or it's late or whatever, please email me. And I'm not like a crazy person, I'm not going to always take off late points if you're sick or your Wi-Fi's down or your electricity went out. I'm not going to expect you to have things turned in on time if you can't. So please just let me know those things as soon as you're able. Okay. All right, so the grading policy is the district's grading policy. A summative assessment, some kind of assessment will be given at the end of each unit. Usually I turn it into a cooking lab, which is your summative assessment. That might be the case, or you might have a test. It just depends on the unit. I'll let you guys know, hey, this is summative, make sure you get it done. Otherwise, it's 55% when you don't turn it in. All right, retakes will be offered for summative assessments at your request. So please let me know within 1 week, and then you can retake it. Final grades are 80% of the weight from the quarter and 20% from your final assessment. And then same thing for your quarterly grades. It's 80% summative, 20% formative. All right, so here is a place for you to type your name, your parents to type their name, the date, because you are going to return this through Google Classroom. And then the last page is just the district's grading scale and policy, which has to be there. So that is there for you guys. And that is the syllabus. And it's not going to look exactly like this when you get it because I see a few changes that I need to make. So that will conclude your first class. If you guys have questions about the syllabus, please email me and we can chat. But that's it. Okay, so we'll see you guys tomorrow.